I had a dream last night, and in the dream, there was some people gathered to worship God, and in the worship, uh, I was all set to worship and stuff, and everybody was setting up cameras and monitors and musical instruments, and there were apps and there were telephones, and it was just overwhelming. I'm looking around, and the whole room, it wasn't a big room, but it was totally cluttered, and with all this stuff, and everybody was paying attention to it, and I felt grieved a little bit, and I started to just do what I knew to do, which was to raise my hands and just worship. Well, I tried to raise my hands, and guess what? The ceiling was too low. I couldn't even raise my hands. The standards were too low. And I think what the Lord was sharing with me is, and by the way, the Lord never showed up. And I think what he was sharing with me in my dream, or at least my interpretation of it, is that we set the threshold too low when we try to capture all of this stuff on film, and when we try to busy ourselves with it, we're missing the focus and the focal point of our praise and worship. It's not in the technology. It's not in the people, and to just use some ideal as a reason to gather and say that is worship is setting the standard too low. That is not worship, and more stuff does not mean more depth. More stuff does not mean more reality. And I think we have to, and when I say we, I mean church believers, believers in Christ. I think we need to be able to worship without instruments, without technology, without all the apps, without all of that stuff, and simply be able to raise our hands as high as we can and open ourselves up and, just praise.